So today we'll study about rectification of errors. When does the question of rectification comes into the picture once we know what is trial balance? As you all know, we have learned journal, leisure, and then we prepared a trial balance. And when trial balance tallied, we were really happy that we have done it correctly. But let me make it very clear, it's just a proof of arithmetic accuracy of books. There can be errors in that also. We used the same for preparing our balance sheet also. We used the same for preparing our final accounts. Plus, it also helps us in finding errors. Like something should have debit balance, a debtor is there and you're putting it in credit balance. Maybe purchases put under credit balance, you can come to know that you have made a mistake somewhere. So trial balance is something very useful for us, and it is possible. We are human, we will make errors. You make an error, you write an apology and get away with the problem that you have made, and the best would be not repeating it in future. So here also what we do, if we commit an error, we need to rectify it. Now for rectification, we need to know two things. If that error is reflected in trial balance not tallying, or is our trial balance tallying, still someone tells it that there is an error. So there are two types of error, one-sided, two-sided. In one-sided, trial balance will not tally, whereas in two-sided, trial balance will tally, but still an error is there. Now, let's move on to one-sided errors. In one-sided error, you are preparing a trial balance. You have debit balance, you have credit balance, you have it for machine, you have it for furniture, you have it for purchase, you have it for sales, and you now see that this side total is 15, this side is 10. It is not telling. You have tried a lot. You have to submit this trial balance. It's not like school you can share incomplete one. If you're working, you have to tell your employer why these two are not tallying. So in a way, this side credit balance is short by 5,000. You write that, write 15 on both sides, and this 5 gets transferred to suspense account. It's not we can keep accumulating it. We have to close it. We will be given time to find out where what went wrong and rectify it. So when the trial balance does not tally, we transfer the difference to suspense account. So one-sided errors are rectified with the help of suspense account. That's the first thing which we need to remember. You will not be asked to prepare suspense account, but you need to know what it is which has been covered here. Now, we have types of one-sided errors. I've classified into three types. One, partial omission. Second, error of casting, totaling, carrying forward. Third, error of posting and error of, or you can call it as error of commission. So let's try to understand each one of them in detail and how to rectify them. Starting first of all with the error of partial omission. As the word suggests, omission, forgetting. Partial means half of the thing you forgot. Say, when you forgot to post the transaction in any one of the ledgers of error of partial omission, like depreciation on machine 500. Visualize what is the entry: depreciation debit, machine credit. Depreciation debit, machine credit. In depreciation, we have to show on debit side, in machine, we have to show on credit side. So there is first stage of recording. This entry has to be recorded that you have done. The error now would be in posting. Posting means showing in ledger. And when we show in ledger, there are two ledgers involved: depreciation and machine. So we forget in anyone. Either we forget here, we show here, or we show here and we forget here. If we don't show it in depreciation, I will say depreciation on machine omitted to be debited. So let me debit depreciation in that case. But I cannot touch a machine in this. So what do? I take help of suspense. But if it was omitted to be credited, that means not shown in machine account, credit machine. I cannot debit depreciation, that I have already done. So I take help from suspense account. Suspense gets debited, machine gets credited. This is error of partial omission, forgetting at one particular place. Now, which place is this? How you have forgotten, that you need to understand from the wording. And to understand, first your journal has to be strong. You need to know what is the correct entry. What is the stage of making the error? Trial balance or journal? So accordingly we pass the entry. Now I give you one more example of this. Cash received from A 500 omitted to be posted or credited. Any one of the two words would be given, answer would be same. Let's understand. When we receive cash from A, we are supposed to show that in our cash book. When we show that in our cash book, that is our book of original entry. When we prepare cash book, we don't prepare cash account. It is a journal plus leisure. So where we were supposed, so this is your cash book. Here you have shown A 500. This is not wrong. Cash book is correct. Cash account is correct. The recording is correct. Cash account posting is correct. So problem arises in A's leisure. A should be credited. Posting is also required only in A because this is journal plus leisure. So here on credit side you have forgotten to write cash 500. So let's credit A now. But we cannot debit cash. Cash is already debited. We will not show that amount twice. So we take help from suspense account. Suspense debit A credit 500. So this is the error of partial omission. Let's take one more example. Salary due but not yet paid. What is the entry? Salary debit, outstanding salary credit. Now it could be omitted to be debited. Then salary was not debited, debit salary, credit, suspense. If omitted to be credited, suspense debit, outstanding salary credit. What you forgot earlier, do that now. So that's one-sided error of partial omission. Next comes error of casting, totaling, carrying forward. In this error, there are two possibilities. We show either more or less, but where it could be your purchase book. We have subsidiary books now where we directly record purchase book for credit purchase, sales book for credit sale of goods. Then we have purchase return book and we have sales return book. Purchase book has debit balance, sales return also has debit balance, whereas sales and purchase return book have credit balance. When we are preparing these books, say I am preparing a purchase book A, B, C, 500, 300, 200. Now, if to do the total, it's 1000. If by mistake I write 100 or I write 10,000, so I am not showing the actual amount which is 1000. I am showing wrong amount. When I show 900, I am showing less. I am doing undercasting. But when I am showing 10,000, I am showing more. That is getting overcasted. By how much? Overcasting is by, here overcasting is by 9,000 and here undercasting is by 900. Now when we do that, we follow one rule. We have a shortcut table for this. If we learn this one table, we can handle it. So the books which have debit balance are purchase book and sales return. If they get overcasted, debit suspense and credit their account. Purchase book में purchase account, Then sales return book, sales return account. So if I say my purchase book is overcasted by 500, purchase book is overcasted by 500. Okay, so what will I do? Debit suspense. Suspense debit 500 to purchase account. Don't put the word book. Book is recording. So here we use the word purchase account. If this was sales return book, which was undercasted, sales return book undercasted by how much? 200. So when these books get undercasted, credit suspense. So what should I debit? Sales return account debit, suspense account credit, amount is 200. When my sales book gets undercasted, so suspense to sales. When my purchase return book gets undercasted, suspense to purchase return. So depending on which book under or overcasting, apply this table and get the answer. Just to complicate it, sometimes they give the wording like this: purchase book, it could be overcasted by 500, or total of purchase book overcasted by this amount, or they can say purchase book carried forward 600 more from page 1 to 2. This was page 1, so this was 5000 rupees, but when you took it to next page, you took it as 5600 instead of 5000. So that means you carry forward 600 more. So there is overcasting of 600. In which book? Purchase book. And purchase book, when overcasting takes place, look at the table, learn the table. So overcasting purchase book, debit suspense. Credit what? Purchase account. Suspense debit. Purchase account gets credited with 600, 600. So similarly, there can be issues with sales book also. Purchase return, sales return. First two errors are very easy, flawless. Third one is also easy if you understand the entry well. So the third one is based on error of commission, error of posting or error of commission. This happens when you show something in correct account. Now let's try to understand this. Say purchase of goods from A 500. This is the correct thing. This should be shown in purchase book, or if you pass the entry, it should be purchases to A 500. This is what we are visualizing in our mind. This is the entry. Because it is purchases, it is recorded in purchase book. Mistake is possible in A's account. So if I say that this was posted as purchase of goods was posted as either 50 rupees or 5000 rupees. When I post it as 50 rupees, I am showing 450 less. Not in purchases, only in A. Suspense to A 450. A should be credited, crediting A. Less is shown, so show the difference now. Let the side be same. But if I have shown more, do the reverse. A debit, suspense credit 4500. Debit A in that case instead of credit. Reverse karo from what is correct. So this is the error of correct account, wrong amount. Now we move to the next one. Account is correct, but I go wrong with the amount. Let's understand how it could be wrong amount. I'll show this with different color. Now, inst sorry, amount was wrong. Now side is wrong. A should be credited. By mistake, if we debited A with 500, so we need to credit A to cancel this effect and put this amount because it should be there. Here we had taken difference. Here I will double the amount. What is the correct thing? Credit A. What should be debited? Suspense. Double the amount. 500, double amount is 1000. Third category of error. where I have debited, side is wrong, amount is also wrong. In that case, put A on correct side, debit suspense, and take the wrong plus right amount. This was double. This is wrong plus correct amount. Suspense to A, entry to be passed with 550 rupees. So this is error of commission. You have been given specific example in the worksheet for each one of them. These notes will also be shared. Go through them. Only practice can give you confidence in this. Let's move on to the next type of error. This has been explained in detail here also. Now we come to two-sided errors. In two-sided errors, let's see the similarity with the ones which we have done. There we had trial balance will tally first of all. What did we have there? First thing which we had there was partial omission. Here we have complete omission. We forget the entry completely. So easiest way to do handle that is pass that journal entry. Now you need to know the entry. Purchase of goods from A omitted to be recorded. Recorded word would be used. Entry would become purchases to A. Second type, error of recording. That was omission of recording. This is error of recording. It could be wrong amount. It could be wrong place. Let's try to understand this. We'll use same example of purchase of goods to understand this. Wrong amount is, say, purchase of goods from A, 500, recorded as 50. You have recorded less. So let's make it okay now. Purchases to A 450. Basically, we have forgotten. We pass that entry now. Earlier it was posted, credited, debited. Here the word is recorded. Understand the word used here. Next, let's come to the next topic. If here amount was instead of 500, I have recorded as 5000. I have recorded more. Reverse the entry. A to purchases. Amount would be difference of the two, 4500. Next is wrong place. What is the right place to record purchases? Purchase book. By mistake, I was holding sales book. I recorded there. When I record it in sales book, that is considered as sale. Okay, so to rectify that, we have a shortcut also and a long route also. First, understand the long route. Purchase of goods from A, purchases to A is the correct thing. But what have I done? I have done A to sales. This is correct. This is wrong. So how do I rectify it? Correct is purchases to A. This wrong, I reverse. I write sales to A. So when I find the net effect of these two entries, what do I get? Purchase debit, sales debit to A 1000. That's the journal entry for recording if purchase is recorded in sales. This is a longer route. Shortcut if I have to see, correct thing is purchase. So do purchases to A. What you do to purchases, do the same to sales. Purchase debit, sales debit, A credit. Let me teach you more examples of this. Next is sale of goods to B, 200, recorded in purchase book. So what is it? Sale of goods. So I should have done B to sales. So what you do to sales, do the same to purchase also. So 400, 200, 200. Now next example for this could be purchase return, sales return. Purchase return to A 100 recorded in sales return. What is the correct thing for purchase return? A to purchase return. What you do to purchase return, do the same to sales return. Here double the amount 200, 100, 100. So that's how these errors of recording at wrong place are handled. Next category is error of principle. The concept based mistakes when we make. Here we need to know, say, what is capital expenditure, what is revenue expenditure. If capital is treated like revenue, revenue is treated like capital, first, that is a possibility. Second conceptual error could be when I say purchase goods, purchase machine, my fixed asset, and show it in purchase book. I show it in purchase book. I consider it as my purchases now, that's why I'm showing it there. So what should be debited? Machine. What have I debited? Purchases. We have done the same in final account questions also. So that would be the rectifying entry. Marks are for rectifying entry. All other is a part of your rough work. Next concept after this could be capital and revenue expenditure. You are getting an additional floor of building made. When you get that additional floor made, you pay wages to labor for additional room. So this expenditure is incurred to put that asset into use. It will increase the earning capacity. So this should be a part of building. My correct entry for this should be building to cash. But what if I debit wages? So I write wages to cash. That's wrong. This is correct. Now how do I rectify? Debit what should be debited? Building. And credit what was wrongly debited? Wages. And this would be my rectifying entry for the same. So this is a capital expenditure treated like revenue. On the other hand, when I pay for repair of machine, entry should be repairs to cash. And by mistake, I have written machine to cash. So how do I rectify? Debit repair, which should be debited. Credit machine, which was wrongly debited. Another typical advantage example of this, paid installation charges for machine. Installation charges hai, so we will, it's a capital expenditure, we should do machine to cash. But we have done installation charges to cash. So rectify by passing the entry machine to installation charges. That would be the rectifying entry. Now comes error of commission. Last category, error of commission under two-sided errors. So when we have error of commission, over there earlier our account was always correct, but now account goes wrong. All other things are correct. For example, cash received from A credited to B. I had to write cash to A. What have I written? Cash to B. Who was wrongly credited? B. So debit B now. Who should be credited and was not credited? A. So B to A would be my rectifying entry in this case. This is error of commission. So let's do a quick recap of what we have done as of now. We have done in rectification, there are two types of errors, one-sided, two-sided. In one-sided, trial balance does not tally, whereas in two-sided, trial balance will tally. The examples for this are error of partial omission, error of totaling carrying forward, And third is error of commission. Here we have error of complete omission, we have error of recording, we have error of principal, again we have error of commission. This was partial, this was complete. In error of commission, here account goes wrong. Here account is correct, either side is wrong or amount is wrong, or both side and amount are wrong. So, moral of the story, to handle this chapter, you need to know the correct entry and then find out what is the error, and only then you would be able to rectify it. So, do solve the worksheets which are shared for this. Go through the class notes. Listen to these notes once, twice. Solve worksheets, all worksheets which have been given on your own. Once you are able to do that, you will gain confidence. In worksheet 1, it has gone step by step, each type, one type of error only. Whereas worksheet 2 is a mix of errors where I've also asked you to identify whether it is one-sided error or two-sided error and then rectify it. There, the word of recording, posting, crediting will help you take the decision whether it is one-sided or two-sided. So, 2 to 3 hours devoted to rectification at a stretch, including solving of worksheet, will make you thorough in this concept. Thank you.